feel like when we talk about growth and personal growth, everybody focuses on the wins. Like, oh, well, in order to grow, I need to win because, that's the fuel for my fire. It keeps me going. Like, look, I made progress. But for me personally, like most of the time, it's the else.
Welcome to the Fuel Hunt Show.
What's going on, Eagles? Welcome to the Fuel Hunt Show. I'm Joey. I have Drew here with me, my cousin and co-founder in Fuel Hunt. How are you feeling today?
I'm living the motherfucking dream.
All right. I mean, the expletives keep getting better every episode, the cursing. So
one day I'll be like, you know what? I'm really struggling today.
You know what? I think maybe you should. If that's
Not today.
That's how you're showing up, I think you should.
Some
I think
days.
you should. It'd be a good episode because I think a lot of the few feel that way.
True.
You know what I mean? On a daily basis.
Still going, still growing. Though.
Exactly. So, speaking about growing, today we are going to talk about rule number 7 of the few, which is die.
Wow.
Growing. Yeah, so let's just...
It's interesting I said that, though.
It is.
I didn't even intend.
You didn't prepare for that?
No.
Okay, yeah, it was a good segue. So if you want to read rule number 7 of the few, hit the full rules of the few at fuelhunt.com/rules. You can read this one and the other... How many rules?
11.
11, yeah, right? So you can read
the other 10.
There on our site. This rule number 7, die growing, growth to the grave, is such a foundational rule for the few, probably one of my favorite rules. So I'm excited for this today. So we'll do what we typically do here on this format of the show. We'll chop up the rule a little bit, we'll discuss it, and then we'll give the few a practical tool for the rule, a way that they can live it in their daily lives. So, man, this rule is special for a lot of reasons. I think the first thing, if I may say, is that everything we do here at Fuel Hunt is growth oriented. Like even the apparel that we put out, it's gear for growth. Everything about the Fuel Hunt experience is to serve our community members, to help them go through and grow through personal and professional obstacles, challenges, right? And that's what makes this rule special for me, because I look at it like a pledge. You're pledging growth to the grave. You're pledging that as your clock expires, right, with each passing minute, hour, day, you pledge to be at least a little bit better than you were the day before. So even though you're dying, you're growing, right? Fair enough.
I agree.
How's this rule hit you? What does it mean to you?
So, like I said in other podcasts, like a word that sticks with me a lot is Kaizen, right? Like you need to be, if you would like to be one of the few, right? If you are one of the few, if you feel the way we do, you are improving every day, right? So not just in one aspect of your life, improvement needs to be made in all aspects of your life, right? So you may be growing as an entrepreneur or a business person, but are you growing as a leader? Are you growing as a father or a wife? Are you growing as or a mother, a mother, a husband, wife, a friend, right? Are you growing as a healthy person? Right? Mind, body, spirit. So not only do you need to grow in the area of your life that you are giving the most attention to, but there's a lot of other aspects that go into
Holistic approach
to Kaizen, or everyday better. And that's when I say die growing, that's what I mean, or what it means to me.
Yeah, it's an important point to make, because I think sometimes we get fixated. We get fixated on the business, or we get fixated on the body, you know what I mean? The training, and we don't step back to think holistically. Are the things that I'm doing to grow on a daily basis serving as many people and things in my life as possible? I think that there's one way to guarantee that that'll happen, and that's to make sure that the work you're doing on a daily basis for growth is work done on self, right? Because that cup overflows into all the other areas of your life. So on a deeper level, when I think of this rule, it means to me that you're pledging to do the hardest work that you could probably ever do in life, and that's the hard work on self. And the other crazy thing about that work is it doesn't come with applause, it doesn't come with a trophy, it doesn't come with a different colored belt. You know, it's work that you're doing on a daily basis that, you know, sometimes, most times, people can't see. Only you know it in your mind. And when you're doing that hard work on self, I think that that's a way to guarantee that it'll have its ripple effects and affect your family and your friends and your business in a positive way to help them grow too. Yeah, would you agree?
I would agree.
Yeah. Have so we have a couple different. If we talk about some of our mantras, some of our designs on our apparel, this rule shows up in a couple different ways, right? We have our growth to the grave mantra and designs and apparel. We have our grow or die. It shows up everywhere. That's another reason why it's a favorite rule of mine, because it's like a common thread throughout, you know, our community and our
Designs.
Yeah, our community and our company, you know, like our work product. Yeah. What when you're growing on a daily basis, let me ask you a question. When you're growing on a daily basis, we're talking about this holistic growth, right? The work done on self and the ripple effects and all that. Are you always stacking W's? Are you always stacking wins when you're growing, or are you? Is it always a win when you look back? You take the Kaizen approach and you look back at the day in the evening or the night, if you're like me, and you reflect back, and you say, okay, well, what did I learn? Did I grow? Blah, blah, blah. Are they always W's?
No, and it's funny when you were talking about the designs. I was thinking about the rose that appears in the Growth to the Grave design, and I started to conceptualize. I was kind of thinking this as you were speaking, but conceptualize us as a living thing, right? And the rose is a plant, a living thing, and within soil, right, there are different, and a growing plant, its challenge is always to stay alive through the storms, through the
Getting trampled on
the contaminants that try and
in the soil.
get in the soil and destroy the plant. And if it's a plant of ours, we water it, we feed it the right food. So we need to be treating ourselves as a living being, a plant that we want to see flourish, thrive, and grow, and feed the right nutrition, the right foods, and the right mental nutrition.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. The rose appears in, you know, a few of our designs, most notably Growth to the Grave, and we talked about that even when we went over, I believe maybe it was rule number 4 when we were talking about like the seed of your power is your pain, right? And I think of it like a wild rose, right? Doing all of those things, it needs to cut and carve through the soil, and the nutrients have to be there, and the conditions and all that. So I think that's a powerful metaphor for this rule as well. When I look back at my day and I reflect on my day and I say, hey, look, you know, did I grow? You know, did I live this rule? Did I honor the pledge? Because I think that that's really what it is. This rule is a pledge. It's a pledge to grow every day. It's a pledge to grow until you die. When I'm looking at that back on my day and I say, hey, did I do that? I often find the days that I say like is a resounding yes, like shit, yeah, I definitely grew today. Like, you know what I mean? I had more L's than I did W's in a comp. Like I had more losses, like more mistakes, like more failures, even if they're just small ones. Reps at the gym, you know, reps in jiu-jitsu, whatever. That's what exposes the learning for me. Like more losses than wins,
bosses.
right? More losses than wins. I feel like when we talk about growth and personal growth, everybody focuses on the wins. Like, oh, well, in order to grow, I need to win because, you know, that's the fuel for my fire. It keeps me going. Like, look, I made progress. But for me personally, like most of the time, it's the L's, you know, that are the most impactful, because what they are to me is those losses, they're learnings. So I'm like, okay, well now I've committed to this pledge to grow to the grave. I'm not going to make this same mistake twice.
Yep.
And then I can apply that knowledge to actually grow.
It's, let me fuck your brain up real quick for a second.
Let's do it.
A lot of the times when you lose or things are seeming hard, they're really, so think back now, right? To something that you thought was extremely hard when we started this journey, for instance, our business, right? The things we thought were hard then and really caused us frustration are fucking things we do on a daily basis now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That are easy. It's like breathing.
Yep. I agree.
So you can really take a second, look back at your life or your career and apply that framework, right? That thought or perspective. And you could be like, wow, like that actually makes a lot of fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because it's the truth.
Yep. I agree. I like where you're taking this with your thoughts and your perspective, because I think that there's one thing that all growth begins with. All of it, whether it's mind, body, spirit. And this kind of gets into the tool for the rule a little bit, so I'll give you mine first. But I truly believe that all growth begins with awareness of self, self-awareness. 1,000%. You need to know who you are, what you are, why you are, right? In the present moment, to make sure that you can become the who you are, what you are, why you are of the future.
And that's one thing I literally was telling my wife, man, before I left, like self-awareness is my most powerful tool. And I feel like the people that achieve things in life are self-aware of what their limitations are, what they're struggling with, what their strengths are, and what's holding them back.
Yep. I agree. I think it's the beginning of all growth, any type of growth, mind, body, spirit, is that self-awareness. It's also a very difficult thing to cultivate, especially in today's society, because we're distracted, we're being fed fear, we're being fed beliefs, we're being fed positions, like we're being fed everything, and we're so distracted. It's very difficult to be aware of self, you know? So my tool for the rule is actually around self-awareness, and it's a really simple tool. And, you know, I will say that I'm much more self-aware than I ever have been, but I think self-awareness is a journey. And I don't think you ever reach a point where you're like all-knowing and omnipotent, and you're like, I'm the most self-aware person in the world. And, you know, but this is a tool that I've used over the years, a very simple one to develop it. You have a question? Shoot.
Yeah, it's just funny that in an earlier podcast you said like when you made it in entrepreneurship or something, like in this lifestyle, in the Fuel Hunt lifestyle, you never really make it.
No, you never. Yeah. No, you never. Honestly, you never make it, or you never really make anything. You earn everything, and you earn the it. But the it's a sliding scale, like we've said before. Like, you know, you set a goal and you reach that pinnacle, right? The mountaintop, you climb to the top, and then the next thing you do is you go like this, and you look for the next mountain. You know, that's the beautiful thing about it, because it's continual growth to the grave, right? There's no peaking. Core value of Fuel Hunt the company, never peak.
Yeah.
You know, that's another show we should do. We'll go over our core values and how they line up with the rules of the few. But I'll get back to my tool for the rule, a very simple tool to not only build but raise your self-awareness. And this will be no surprise to you. It's rooted in curiosity. You know, I'm a very curious person. Like, I question absolutely everything to the point of probably annoying you and Brianna and Caroline, maybe even Mama Rose sometimes. And so it's a question, no surprise. And it's a simple question. And it is what I'm about to do going to help me or hurt me? Very simple. Not easy to do. Before you sit down to have a meal, stuff something down your gullet. Is what I'm about to eat going to help me or hurt me, the person that I want to become, right? I know what I am now, but the person that I want to be, is what I'm about to do right here going to help me or hurt me? That's the only way that I was able to develop self-awareness over the years. In process, in the moment, which is difficult, to stop and ask myself that question. Before I speak, before I eat, before I plan my day, is this thing that I'm about to do going to help me or hurt me?
So no cheat meals for you? Or
I don't believe in them, man. I don't do them.
when's the last time you had a cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak? It's like somewhat recent, but I don't really consider that like a. Here's the thing. Let's take a little turn. All right, is my tool for the rule clear?
Yeah.
Right. In the moment, before you do anything, ask yourself: is it going to hurt me or is it going to help me? Raise your awareness to the action you're about to take because your actions are going to shape who you are. All right, now let's take this cheesesteak turn. This is the thing about cheat meals that gets me, and it's why I don't believe in them and I don't do them. If I'm trying to dial in my nutrition, which I've done, you've seen my transformation over the years. You posted that reel the other day of us back in 2017. That's a different fucking human.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally.
Yeah.
But physically, let's talk about physically. If I want to dial in my nutrition and eat whole foods that make me feel great, that give me energy and vigor, right, to build the Fuel Hunt community with you and have this massive impact on the world, why would I reward myself one day a week with the thing that destroys all that? The thing that I don't want. That's why cheat meals don't make sense to me.
No,
it's like I'm trying to build this habit of eating well, eating whole foods that make me feel great and give me energy to have impact on the world. Why one day a week would I reward myself with something that trashes all that?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Nah, it's sugar-coated lies. Like they feel good going down, but they.
I'm at the point now where it doesn't even, like I'm so addicted to the growth that I've had since we started this journey that like I'm not really interested in it. Like
That's the same with.
do I love cheese fries? Like I fucking love cheese fries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do I still eat cheese fries sometimes? Yeah. I mean, like I'm a mixed guy. Like I'll have like a cheese fry here and there. I'm weird. I can have like if there's 50 in the thing, I can have like 10 of them walk away.
Yeah, that's not me. I mean, I'm a.
All or nothing. Let's
Anything
do
in
it.
life worth doing is worth overdoing.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
if I'm going in on cheese fries, I'll be in a couple servings.
Yeah.
But the same with me, like with I mean, we're talking cheat meals, but regardless, I'm so like with gut health, like, I'm so committed to feeling good and the growth of a healthier gut that I'm like, why would I eat pizza and set myself back?
And set yourself back.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the journey, if it's a nutrition journey or whatever, like I can understand it because, well, to be honest, I can't. I still can't because. Why would you reward yourself with the thing that you're trying to get rid of indefinitely from your life?
Well, now we're getting into the whole like macronutrient thing, which is like where I feel like everyone's fitness journey starts. Like, where people think that like 5 grams of pizza is equal to 5 grams of chicken breast, which just isn't really the case.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. I think that example though shows up. If you're trying to be, straight and clear headed and the best person you can be, it shows up every day. You don't want to drink during the week, right? But then on the weekend, you're going to binge drink. Like it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like, dude, that was me. Like, dude, I barely drank at all. But then the weekend came and I drank a whole fucking fifth of Jack. Dude.
Same.
You know what I mean? Like,
and it goes back to the people that
it
are
made no sense.
The people that are outperforming you and the people that are achieving things you want to achieve are the ones that are treating every day the same, like we talk about. Like, like a Saturday is the same as a Monday.
Exactly. And, we had mentioned it earlier, like predictability. Everybody says to me, you're so boring. Like, it's just boring. Every day's so predictable. You're damn right. Because predictable actions on a daily basis creates progress.
And when you're living, like, this is a fun, like, people always say, like, why don't you take vacation? You need vacation, right? And when you're living the life you've always dreamed of and you truly enjoy your life, you don't need a vacation. I don't need weekends. I don't look forward to the weekends.
I go on vacations with my family, with my wife and kids to create memorable moments with them. They're not escape. It's no longer an escapism. Was it at one time? Yes. I've grown since then. Same thing with alcohol. I've grown since then. But you're right. Yeah, you're right. It just that mindset is definitely something that needs to be broken if you're going to pledge this growth to the grave. And it's not automatic. It doesn't happen overnight. But with this pledge and living it every day and making that commitment to yourself and those you love, really, your mindset starts to change into the one, that we have. I have people are like, it's so predictable, your schedule, it's so boring. Oh, you don't want to go out and drink anymore. You're not going to crush like a pizza with me. No. And like, I have no FOMO. Like I'm good now.
Yeah.
Was it always that way? Did one night I just flipped a fucking switch? No, it took time, but now I'm good. You know, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Because and this is another thing I say often that doesn't, you know, I get a lot of smirks and things, but I really believe there's no greater pleasure in life than progress.
No, I agree.
I will debate it till the cows come home. Does that date me? That's like an old saying.
No, that's a very.
Is that like old man shit to say?
No, that's still a saying.
Okay, all right. I will debate it till the cows come home.
Sometimes you say like, "Does this age me?" I'm like, "Dude, you're not like."
Well, because I'm trying to keep up with like, all these like 20-somethings.
Yeah.
You know? But no, I'll debate them till the cows come home. Like, there's no better pleasure than progress, especially when you're further along on your journey. You realize how hard it is to make progress, mentally, physically, spiritually. You realize how difficult it is. Nothing in the world compares once you start to see that progress, and then you get addicted. You get addicted to growth, and you make this pledge.
Agree.
So, we took a couple turns after my tool from the rule, but it's really rooted in curiosity. And like I said, I think curiosity is a gateway trait. If you read my blog that I did, 40 lessons learned by 40, one of the lessons in there was like curiosity is a gateway trait. Every trait you want in life, you want to be motivated, you want to be disciplined, you want to be consistent, you want to be confident. It all starts with curiosity. You have to sit there and start to ask questions of yourself. How long can I do this? Is what I'm about to do going to help me or hurt me? Why am I doing this? It's all rooted in questions. So I leave the few with that question. In process, when you sit down to eat, when you sit down at your desk at the office, when you hit the gym and you pick up the dumbbell, whatever, is what I'm about to do going to help me or hurt me? Is it going to serve not only who I am in the moment, but who I'm meant to be as a person in the future?
Your future self.
Yep. So that's my tool. So I'm going to volley it over to you. What's your tool for the rule for this rule number 7, die growing?
Well, I feel we really went off on a tangent with your tools. I feel like mine is going to be like a quick hitter.
That's fine. Yeah.
Which they usually are for me.
The few have things to do.
Yeah, we got shit to do. Learn something new every day. So that's something I do personally, and it could be the same. Like I'll say for instance, for Dane, we're telling him to get into jiu-jitsu, right? Like learn jiu-jitsu every day. Like open a book every day, right? There's on YouTube, and this is one thing I think is like crazy. Like the answer to any question you may have is on Google or YouTube. Like literally to this, you can find the answer to anything. You can learn anything. You can learn knitting. You can learn mountain climbing.
Trying
right?
to throw away my library card.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so learn something new. Read a book. Go on YouTube.
Yep.
Train jiu-jitsu.
Yep. Do something hard. Fail at something.
Yeah.
Learn.
But even with that, like learn how to lift. Learn how to lift better. Learn a new lift. Learn a new sport.
Yep.
Right.
One thing I'll add to that too is like everybody says knowledge is power. I don't agree. I think knowledge applied is power. So now, the irreverent term is this mental masturbation thing that everybody says, right? That learning on a daily basis needs to be applied, right? Because I see a lot of learners and not a lot of doers. So
that's the one downside of the mastermind and the coaching.
I mean, some of those have homework at the back end.
Yeah.
Bedros have homework.
A lot of people go to
Craig's
these
have homework.
events. A lot of people go to these events.
Oh, it's mental masturbation.
And then they don't do any of the work that Bedros was talking about in the
they get
in the keynote.
They get the hit from just being there, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, exactly. So the lessons and the learnings need to be applied. A lot of learning, not as much doing. And like you said, all the information's out there. Information is freer and more plentiful than it's ever been. But do you see the success rate of entrepreneurs climbing?
Probably still the same.
No, you don't. Because knowledge isn't power. Knowledge applied is power.
And there's always so much success to go around, right? Like not everyone can be successful. So.
Think so?
Eventually, I feel like you would run out, right? Like if there's
explain.
X amount of T-shirts to be worn in a day, only certain amount of T-shirt company or apparel brands can.
I mean, I agree with
that shirt. Like eventually, like
people. Oh, you're saying for like saturation.
Yeah,
You got to be
yeah.
speedy with it.
No, I'm just saying, like, everyone can eat, right? Like, if you're willing to be
Yep.
one of the few
Yeah,
and
yeah.
work.
So that's what I'm
However,
dissecting here, like
Yeah.
scarcity versus abundance.
Correct.
So I understand.
So, you do you understand now, or
No, please.
okay?
Yeah,
So, there's always so much success to be had because there's always competition,
yeah.
right? So, like there will be a winner and there will be a loser. Is what I'm
Yeah, oh,
saying.
yeah. I can't behind that. Yeah, I can get behind the not everybody's a winner thing. Yeah,
Correct.
I can get behind that.
I mean,
yeah.
do you want to participation trophy?
I know. No, I do not. No, I do not. I think that's one of the bellwethers, though. Like when participation trophies, you notice I said when, not if. When they disappear,
They won't.
what?
It's only getting worse. Yeah.
When they disappear, I think that's like a watershed moment for the fuel hunt movement. You know what I mean? Like if they disappear,
when
yeah.
When we fully restored
The dignity of our work.
that it truly deserves.
Yeah.
I just thought about like my kids playing basketball and soccer now. It's 6 or 7. Like they're not even keeping score.
Yeah, no, it's wrong. There's my kids are in Catholic school. I'm a product of Catholic school.
See.
You are too, yep, obviously. It's, there's some rigidity in Catholic school, which I like. There's structure, right? Structure is freedom, like our friend Craig says. There's homework, right? My daughter's in pre-K. Pre-K is the only grade that doesn't have homework. My wife and I went in to our teacher and we're like, hook it up, we need some homework. So now, we've got her in there. Where I'm going with this is there are 2 other schools in my neighborhood where homework is optional. There's no homework. So
Okay.
hold on, but
hold on.
Listen.
I might feel differently about the homework thing. I'm like, if realistically they're there all day, and why do they have to come home and do more work? Are they working when they're there?
Let me ask you a question. To build this amazing movement that we have here, did you work day and night?
Yes, but there's other things I want Parker to do to grow.
No,
like I barely have enough time to get like piano lessons, chess club.
No,
Like
I understand.
by the
Yeah,
time
I
you
get
get
that.
to all that, he's fucking.
I think that when you're young, and this is my opinion, when you're younger, especially, like grades like, maybe 4 through the age of reason or a little bit beyond, like it's important to understand that structures are required in life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
so like
yeah.
getting
Discipline
them,
equals freedom,
getting them. So that's the way I look at homework. I look at it as discipline. And I'm the homework guy in my house. I don't know if you're. No,
Man, it is.
Um,
Are you?
so I do
you have any
homework with my
after-school
girls every night.
activities, though?
Oh yeah, dance, swim.
Like by the time Parker gets
karate.
home from jiu-jitsu or fucking.
I know, dude.
That's the part that.
That's
like,
why
annoys-
That's why I got the laptop open.
And you know what's
in
crazy
bed
about
till midnight.
Parker's school? They don't get done till like 3:30. He doesn't get home till like 4:15.
Oh really?
Yeah, is that wild? Like, because he's the last stop on
Because
the
he started
bus.
late. Oh,
Yeah, he
bus,
does.
bus,
They
bus.
don't get in till 9.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've already got half
We
my
got
day.
early start. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
early.
that's
early
Catholic
start.
school.
Yeah, that's Catholic school. So again, like there's some like rigidity there and some structure that I think is important. And early on, like I said, my personal opinion, but early on, as when you're growing up as a young child, you need to understand that there's value in discipline and structure. And I think that the best way to do that is homework or sports, after school activities. But yeah, so we took a couple tangents here, but
Yeah, that's good.
all about growth, all about growth to the grave.
I agree.
Anything else you want to add for this episode?
No, sir.
I would like to add that we have some more growth-oriented designs coming out around this rule that I'm really excited about. Half stoic, half growth-related. That I'm really, really excited about. And I would also like to add that one of the best ways to accelerate your growth is to grow together, right? So what's that quote? I always butcher it. The go together quote. You want to go far.
You want to go far, go alone. Or no.
Nah, I think it's the other way
You
around.
want to go alone. You want to go far, go together.
Yeah, so maybe we can change that and say if you want to go far, we grow together, right? Because that's what we do here at Fuel Hunt. So just like you could check out the rules of the Fuel on our site, you could also check out Fuel Hunt Rise on our site, fuelhunt.com/rise. And that's our private community. So we have a public community, but then we also have a private community for Fuel Hunt. And if you're serious about growth, we want to see you in there. All right, I'm good, man. I don't have anything else. Let's do this. I want you to do the sign off. You did the
Again?
sign off on the last
I
one.
did, I did well.
You did. You did well. You
What
did
comes
well.
first, though, the hard work or the effort?
That's like a chicken or the egg.
Okay. I'll leave you with this. The few, always choose effort over entitlement. Always choose hard work over handouts. And remember, no one owes you. No one owns you. You're one of the few. Let's hunt.